So the last example, example 2, this is going to take 2 pages or 2 videos. It says to find the vertices, center, foci, eccentricity, and formula in standard form, and graph the 4x squared plus y squared minus 16x minus 6y plus 21 equals 0. This is an ellipse. I can tell because the coefficient of the x squared and the coefficient of the y are both positive. It's not a circle because if it were, the coefficients would be the same. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is put the x terms together and put the y terms together. So I rewrote this as 4x squared minus 16x plus y squared minus 6y equals negative 21. I put the 21 on the right just to get it out of the way. I'm going to have to complete the square on the x's and the y's. In order to complete the square on the x's, I need to factor out the leading coefficient 4. So I factor that out of the two terms x squared, or 4x squared and negative 16x, which gives me 4 times the quantity x squared minus 4x. And then I just copied the rest of the problem out and left a little space after the minus 6y. So I had that plus y squared minus 6y plus, then I left a little space for a number to put that I'm going to put in there and have that equal to negative 21. Now, for my x terms, my capital B is going to be minus 2. It's 1/2 of this negative 4. And then b squared will be 4. And then the b squared I'm going to take and put in here. Now, I can't add it to both sides because this is inside these brackets and being multiplied by 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this 4 and subtract the 4. Like that. Okay, now I'm going to look at the y's. Half of negative 6 is negative 3, so my capital B for y is going to be negative 3. If I square that, I get 9. And this one is not inside any parentheses or brackets or anything, so this one I can add 9 to both sides of the equation. So I'll do this that way. Okay, now the first 3 terms of this expression, x squared minus 4x plus 4 minus 4, the first 3, which is x squared minus 4x plus 4, that factors as x plus b, the quantity squared. So that would be x minus 2, the quantity squared. And it leaves this minus 4 left over, still inside the square brackets with the 4 times the 4 on the outside. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same kind of thing with this. This trinomial here factors as a perfect square. It'll be y minus 3, the quantity squared. And there's nothing left over on that. There's the 9 is on the other side of the equation already. So I set that, and I just I just took 9 minus 21 on the right side and got negative 12. I'm getting there, so now I need to distribute this 4 here and here. So to each term on the inside, there's 2 terms on the inside. So I get 4 times the quantity x minus 2 squared minus 16 plus the quantity y minus 3 squared equals negative 12. And then I'm going to add that 16 to both sides, right? And you end up getting a 4 on the right. So I get 4 times the quantity x minus 2 squared plus y minus the quantity y minus 3 squared. Let me say that again. 4 times the quantity x minus 2 squared plus y plus the quantity y minus 3 squared equals 4. Now this is not standard form yet because I need to have a 1 over here on the right side. It has to be equal 1. So I need to divide both sides of the equation by 4, which amounts to dividing each term on each side of the equation by 4. So I get x minus 2, the quantity squared, plus the quantity y minus 3 squared divided by 4 equals 1. So that's in standard form for an ellipse. Now, the denominators, notice the denominator of the x term is a 1, and the denominator of the y term is a 4. The larger one is 4. So a squared is 4, which means a is 2. And then b is the square root of the denominator of the x term, which is 1. Right, so, I decided to do the center first. So you set the inside of this equal to 0, you get x equals 2. Set the inside of this equal to 0, you get y equals 3. So it's 2 comma 3 is the center. Then I get what I was just talking about. A is 2 and B is 1. And there's a vertical major axis. I know that because the 4 is underneath the y. So the a squared is under the y term. And that means in the y direction is the major axis. So it's a vertical major axis. So the vertices are you're going to add and subtract 2, that's a, from the y coordinate of the center. So I get 2 comma 3 minus 2 and 2 comma 3 plus 2, which of course is 2 comma 1 and 2 comma 5, both in parentheses of course. So those are the vertices. Now the foci, I need to find c. c is the square root of a squared minus b squared, so it's the square root of 4 minus 1, which is the square root of 3. So c is the distance from the center to the foci, and the foci are in the same direction as the vertices. They're along the major axis. So it's vertical. So you have to add and subtract square root of 3 from the y coordinate of the center. So when I do that, I get 2 comma 3 minus square root of 3 and 2 comma 3 plus square root of 3. And those are the foci. Now the eccentricity, E equals c over a. So I just take c, which is square root of 3, over a, which is 2. So it's going to be the square root of 3 over 2, which is approximately 0.87 if they asked me to abbreviate it, to estimate it. If they didn't ask me to estimate it, I would just write my answer as square root of 3 over 2. But if you're going to graph it, well, actually, this doesn't come into the graph much, so either way would be fine. It might be one where they say you can leave it as an exact answer or estimate it to do to 2 decimal places, something like that.